Anytime is possible when you know.
Good evening out there. And you are here's the Life with Zemrah and Ed and my sister, Miss Pamela Wilkes. We have joining us. So you know we got a good show this evening. We've been talking a little bit about it with our director of Intellectual Radio, Mr. Earl Winfrey. Always got some good feedback on some things. But as always, we're so glad to be here to be able to share our insight and some information that we hope will make the rest of your week, and that you'll be able to kind of, give you a little, as we always say, a little food for thought. Also, I want to announce that the 26th of August, don't forget, at Christ Universal Temple from 11 to 3 is the Veterans Initiative. They are doing their annual Veterans Picnic. Bring out your veteran family, parents or brother, whoever is a veteran. Make sure that you bring them out at 11901 South Ashland, right there on the corner, Christ Universal Temple. And they have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful events. And this is going to be a beautiful picnic. They had one last year. It rained, but it didn't stop nothing. It still winded up being really, really a good event. And so you want to make sure you put that on your calendars. Again, Saturday, and that's August 26th, 11 to 3 o'clock. 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Yes. And so make sure, again, that you tell anyone that you know that's a veteran. They're going to have going back to school book bags for the children like they had last year, and food trucks. And it was just really, really a wonderful, wonderful morning going into the afternoon. So you don't want to miss it.
Everything at no cost to you.
Right. That is number one. Yeah, because they got the food truck. You just go to the truck, get your food, and hey,
it's all taken care of.
Yes. And it's hosted by Reverend Ware, Alberta Ware, Dr. Yvonne Gilly-Wallace, and they do a wonderful, wonderful job with their team. And then I want to announce again, and want you to make sure that you save the date. You probably have already received that save a date, at least I hope you have, is Here's the Life 7 with your girl Zemrah. And we all are so excited at Prairie State College at 202 South Halsted at Chicago Heights, Illinois. And we promise it to be an awesome, awesome show. So you want to make sure that you put that on your calendar. Doors open at 6 and 5 o'clock for VIP. The VIPs are $70, and you get a gift. That's right, baby. Only $70, because with that, you get special seating, you get a gift bag, and you also get a reception. So make sure, and good food, because I'll have you to know, honey, it is catered by Maria and Company, who is my daughter, and this girl can cook. So you don't want to miss that. And we promise.
She don't play.
No, she don't. You be in good hands with her. She's very meticulous. She's very creative. And we're working out a wonderful menu, and it's going to be very, very nice. So general admission is $40. Doors open at 6. So you don't want to miss.
So you're talking about all-inclusive evening, food, entertainment, drinks.
Well, you can't say that. That's for the VIP.
That's different for VIP.
Right.
For everybody else want to be VIP too, but only a select few can be VIP.
Well, no, anybody who want to pay $70 can be a VIP.
We only have 100 and how many?
We're limited, so we have 125.
Only 125 VIPs that are available. So
no, they're not available. 125. That would be a no. We probably will have maybe about 60 maybe left.
Oh, you said there's 125 VIPs.
125 VIP, but it's probably only about 60 left right now.
Oh, okay.
Our VIPs go fast.
Okay, tell me.
Yeah, Mr. Earl Winfrey, our director and producer, he was our first. Him and Wanda B, they bought the first 2. He said in the beginning, he said, make sure, Zemrah, when you get them tickets, I want the first 2. He's a man of his word for sure, because he got the first flyer, And the first 2 VIP tickets, he was on that. And as always, we want to say we love him and thank him and Wanda B for always being so supportive, because they are very, very supportive of people of color and what they do. They just jewels on that, and I love that. So I think that's enough for my announcements, so we can get, because time goes by so fast.
Yes.
And we have so much good stuff to talk about. It's always good stuff when we have Pam. We have some people that make sure that when they know Pam is coming, Pam is usually here the second Tuesday of every month. So you always want to make sure that you tune in, because we had a very, very close friend of mine. She was telling Pam the other day how much she loves to tune in when she knows that she's going to be on. And Dolly watches all the time too.
Right.
She's a subscriber.
So
And so Pam always had. So anyway, enough of all of that. But make sure that you go to my website. If you need tickets, Eventbrite will be available. We have tickets. You'll be able to get general tickets here at Intellectual Radio from Earl Winfrey. And then you'll be able to go on my website, zemrahjazzy.com, and you'll be able to get tickets there, as well as Eventbrite. Eventbrite should be up in the next couple of days, so we're starting out plenty of time. You can go there, and then for further information on tickets, you make sure that you call Wilda Belt at 312-399-6256. And then she will direct you to get your tickets. You want to get your tickets early. You got it. It's Sweetest Day. You want to bring your sweetie out. We call it a love evening. So you don't want to miss it. It's going to be wonderful. I got some great musicians, fresh and good. I got a surprise opening act that we're going to meet on Saturday. So I'm really excited about that. So I think you'll be in for a treat. This is the 7th. Here's the live concert, and we promise to make it big.
Live on the South Side.
Yeah, baby. Yes. So Pam, so what we want to talk about this evening, we always love to talk about relationships when it comes to Miss Pamela Wilkes.
She's our relationship.
She's our girl
Enthusiast.
That's what she likes to be called. And so one of the questions, she was listening to someone today, and it was very, very interesting, because she mentioned it to me. And I said, man, when you really think about it, and I'm a female myself, of course, and she is as well. Oh my God. And so it really and truly, that's why it's always good to have an open mind and be able to receive, because nothing has to be negative unless you choose to make it negative.
Right.
But it is food for thought, and it does make you say, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So the question was, why are we so unapproachable?
No. The question, the young man, a young lady was asking a young man, why aren't men approaching women like they used to?
So why are we so unapproachable?
Right. But the way that she was asking, it led him to really give an honest answer to me about being.
And I'm sure out there to
approachable.
probably be. So what did he say?
Well, when she asked that, he immediately
repeat it again.
Why aren't men approaching women like they used to? And I thought it was an interesting question. And this young man was very deliberate, and he was very professional, and he was very calm and answering her question. And to me, he was spot on. And he immediately said that a lot of women are not approachable today because they have bought into the women's lib, and women are so independent, and they don't feel like the man is asking for what do you call it? Honorable. The women, it seems like they always think that he wants something rather than just speaking. And he said, why why don't women just say hello when a man approached them? He says they start with the head. They start with asking him questions, and all he was doing
Was
was
saying
saying
hello.
hello.
Did they start talking with their hands?
They start talking with their hands. But I tell you, I thought he was spot on, because he mentioned women's lib and women so approachable. He also said that women in the West, and then he said Black women, we're so defensive. We seem so angry, and men are reluctant to approach you because you don't seem like you're welcoming. So I was saying to Zemrah, I says, you know what, that's a good subject, because are we so angry? Are we so unapproachable?
And it's like you said, it's not that some women don't have a reason to be angry, because they've been cheated on, they've been misled, they've been lied to, deceived.
But I mean, all women have that. But I think, and we was talking a little earlier with our producer, Black women have reason to be so angry. But just somebody just speaking to you,
yeah.
I mean, don't look so deep into it, and don't always think that just because somebody speaks to you, they want to go with you. They want to take you out, or they want to start dating you, or whatever. Just say hello,
and if
say
they
it
did
with
want
kindness.
To start dating, and you're single, what would be? That's
but
how you
see,
get to know.
You don't know it. But I said too, and when Ed and I was talking, a lot of times men are reluctant to say something to women because we're going to have that kind of attitude, and men have experienced that. And so men, they don't like to be rejected, just like women don't. And we need to understand that sometimes.
Yeah.
Men definitely don't like being
No.
rejected. Some men will only be rejected once, and that's the last time they'll talk to you.
Yeah.
Some guys are persistent.
Now let me say this. What we're talking about today, we're just giving you, as Zemrah said, food for thought. Just think about it. If it is you, if you can remember a time when a guy said something, and you're in a grocery store, and he may not look like you think a guy should be talking to you. I mean, what is the harm in saying, "Hi, how are you?"
Thank you.
Or yes, if somebody opened the door, if a guy opened the door for you, say it loud enough so that he could hear you.
Yeah.
Even when you're at a cash register and somebody says something, respond loud enough so that you can be heard. And I think that's one of the reasons why guys are sort of reluctant about even speaking. Now, this gentleman also said that women here in the West, and we're talking about in America, or American women, African American women, find themselves on the outside of the dating arena because Black men are going with other nationalities, Asian women, Hispanic, white women. You have Arabs don't usually go with other outside of their nationality, but our men, Black men, will date other women outside of our group. They do that more so than women. Mm-hmm. And one of the reasons is because these women are softer. Now, we think that they're going to take so much. A lot of other women don't do what, they do.
They're more subservient.
That's the word I'm looking
they're more
for.
subservient. They are more comforting and more, they listen a lot more too, I think.
Right. And see, this is what we have to remember, and I'm whispering. This is what we have to remember, ladies, that a man's ego is very delicate. And sometimes we don't realize that. And sometimes we may find ourselves without a guy because we are so harsh. And I say again that we have been given reasons to be harsh and to be guarded. because there's not another group that have gone through what we as African American women have gone through. But don't forget, our men have gone through things too. There's not another group of men that could have endured what our Black men have had to go through. And that's why we have to.
And still going through.
And still going through. Absolutely. So we as a collective have to learn how to work together with each other.
Yeah, like I said, just cut each other some slack. Once you know the history and what you've been through, I cut you some slack. I forgive you for your response because I know it's not born of a personal against me. It's born of your experiences in your life.
Right.
That you have not explained to me that I don't know anything about. But I forgive you for that and give you a second and third chance.
But see, you have a very high consciousness, and this is what I'm saying. We need to start talking about ways to solve our issues. Understanding there's a lot of hurt people, men and women. There's things that women have gone through that no one could understand. There's a lot of that our men have gone through that no one can understand. A lot of our men have been in prison, wrongly accused.
A lot of them. And I can imagine there's some good guys right now sitting in prison. They just made one small mistake. And they're thinking, man, if I can get out of here, I would
they
do.
had a mistake and they didn't have the bail to get out.
Yes.
And then waiting 6 months for a court appearance.
See, and other groups, they don't have that. They don't have that as readily as we do. Right. Then we have the gay community. A lot of so good-looking, wonderful, strong, men are gay. And you don't know they're gay until they say something, so that's another group that we don't have. Then, of course, it's the married man, the guys that's already married. Then it's the married men that fool around. You don't want that.
Down low.
And then that's the down low. Mm-hmm. And then a lot of the reasons why our men are the way they are is because of what was we saying in the car? The racism. Black man was taken out of our homes in the 60s.
Like I said in the car, a lot of our people, younger people, don't know anything about that history.
Right.
They don't know why those things happen or when they happen or the effect that had on our community.
That's it, the effect.
The effect it had. Because there was a time when a man was not permitted to be in the household. When the social director came by, he had to leave.
Yeah.
And
the social director, you mean the social worker?
The social worker.
Yeah, the social worker, baby, not director.
Whoever came to the house.
You better not be there as a man.
Anything that looked like you were there had to go. Any evidence of these.
And imagine that for the children.
Right.
Imagine that. So a female and male grew up with that, and now those individuals are in their 40s, 50s. And look at what they're doing in their relationships.
Right.
So what we have to do is we have to be aware. We have to be conscious of women softening up a little bit. Just soft. Let me tell you another thing. I look at old classic movies. Oof, those females back in the day.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God. They were
Kim
so
Novak.
sensuous and so alluring. They was in charge with who they were. Now, I know that they had some stuff going on, but on the screen, they could look at a man and they.
You remember Kim Novak in Strangers When We Meet?
Oh, that's one of my favorite movies.
That's one of my favorites.
She was so alluring. I was looking at this one old movie last night, and this woman was so alluring, and she was looking at him like, child, we look at men.
Like a producer Earl say, just smile.
Just smile.
That's all. If somebody speaks, just smile.
And even if you smile and then a guy may come up and say, "What you so happy about?" And then there's a conversation.
Yeah.
And then we have to not be afraid to display our femininity. I think that's the other thing.
Well, you're afraid to show any weaknesses, which is what the first thing you must endeavor to do to find someone that you feel good enough about or secure enough with that you can express your weaknesses. So I said, show me a person what the source of your pain is, and I'll show you a friend.
Well, you talking about
because
you're talking about after you met that person.
You just trying to get a conversation
Initially, first you have to meet somebody. First you have to see them, and then women, if you see him and he don't see you, your job is to get in his view.
to make him see.
To make him see you, because he got so much on his mind, he don't even be knowing nothing. And that's another thing with me, you don't have to be so mean and yeah, you don't have to be, because a good guy is looking for somebody to.
They got built in.
The woman?
Yes.
Okay.
Because they expect something negative to happen. Or what do you want?
Yeah.
I was just
So we have to stop doing that, right? That we have to just pull it down a little bit. And it doesn't mean, like you said, Ed, that you're weak. We were created for a reason. That man was created first, and then we came. But we came to do what? Help him.
Yeah.
Why? Because he needs the help.
Explain the world to him.
Hello.
Yeah.
Do you know who you are? Do you know how powerful you as a woman? Do you know what treasure you have? And now
what treasure you have, what treasure you are.
No, I'm talking about have. I'm talking about the treasure that you have.
Oh,
now you
got
all
it.
is all. I'm talking about the treasure that you have.
I got you, baby.
And that's what most men want. And
that's what they know. That's
power.
why they're scared sometimes.
Yeah.
That's all they want.
But see, if you know how to,
dazzle. Dazzle.
But that's
and
a whole
no
other thing.
frazzle.
So we'll talk about that, and that's an adult conversation.
That's a Pam class. That's a class you have to take.
But it's a beautiful thing when you know what you know about yourself, and that's the other thing that we was
Those
talking
are called
about in
the
the car.
unspoken truths that you do not have to speak at all to communicate. As a matter of fact, 80% of all communication is nonverbal.
Oh yeah, that's what makes it sensuous and sexy.
And we don't do that these days. We don't get into that.
Yeah.
Everything is about what I said and what you said. It ain't about what you said.
Yeah.
It's what you projected.
That's right.
And we don't project anymore. But it's a lot of fun to try.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then once you find that you are attracted to that person, then my thing is to be honest. Don't just say what you think I want to hear, because you have to know, what is it that you want in the relationship when you meet someone and you find yourself attracted to them. What's next? I mean, then what? Especially once you get a certain age, because at a certain age, good God Almighty, you ought to know what it is that you want.
Please,
and what you don't want.
And what you'll deal with and what you won't.
So you need to have those critical conversations early on. And don't lie. Don't lie.
And you don't have, and to me too, and you don't have to lose your independence either.
No.
It's just like me,
Yeah.
I still have my independence. Ed happy again. He's happy because I mean, what I contribute.
Well, let him say he's happy. You saying he's
happy.
happy?
He's
That's
a lady.
what I'm telling you.
He's a lady. It's just like, he happy. I drive. I get in my car.
I told you.
I get in my car and
But
go.
see, you know him. You know your mate. But
Yeah.
you know why you know him? Because you pay attention. And that's another
know
thing
him as well
that
as I
I don't
know
think
myself.
people do. They don't pay attention to their mate. They don't listen.
Oh, no.
You see.
No.
So,
You gotta hear. You gotta hear.
But see, if you listen,
Even if
that
they
means
think
I
you don't
might
think
have
it
to
here.
divulge some of the secrets that I have to you.
right.
And if I do that, I give you permission to hurt me.
Mm,
Because I don't know if I trust you enough with that information.
yeah.
So people hold back
Mhm.
their real selves for years. And you
Mm.
never know who that person is because they're afraid to do that. So the first thing we say is, fear not. Fear not and be honest. Because there's nothing you can, once you get to the point in your life where you believe there's nothing this person can do that can hurt me permanently.
Mhm.
once you understand that, you're not afraid. 'Cause
Yeah.
whatever hurt you do to me, I can recover.
Now, how do you get to that point
It takes
that you're not afraid of them hurting you? How do you get to the point where you can be vulnerable? You know, that's a word that people
Yeah.
throw around a lot. Vulnerable.
through self-evaluation.
Mhm.
Every so often, the period in your life through the year or every a few years, you should have a time where you do self-evaluation and find out what it is that you are doing that's not getting you what you want,
Mhm.
and what it is that you should be and to attract the things that you do want.
Right.
And that's self-evaluation where you will know yourself. So if I know myself, I'm confident in myself. Then I have to understand that what I'm made of, is invincible.
Mhm.
You cannot destroy me. Whatever you tell me, I've heard before.
Mhm.
And whatever you say and whatever you give and don't give, I don't need it. Because it's not for my best interest, then I don't need you.
Mhm.
That's not saying anything negative. That's not saying I dislike you. It's just that what you bring, I do not need.
Yeah.
And that's nothing. And I have no fear or no hesitation by putting you in a different spot in my life, or pushing you out of this position and putting you over here, because you do not fit my spirit.
Mhm.
There's nothing wrong with that. People say, I hate to tell this person no, or they're okay, but they don't really rub me the wrong way. Well, tell them to step back
Mhm.
and do without somebody for a while. Because if you find the right person, but the wrong person is taking that spot,
You'll never be able to get the right one.
You'll never meet it, because
That's
you always
right.
got to have somebody there.
That's
When
right.
you really don't.
That's right.
Because
That's
we
right.
are so afraid of being alone,
Mhm.
we have anybody in that position.
Yeah, just to have someone.
Just have somebody there.
Right. And that's
temporarily.
never good.
That's
No.
never good. If you want somebody that's worth something, that's going to do you some good and be positive in your life, open up that position. So when you go around the world, life, meeting people, that position will be open.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see if they fit. But if it's
Right.
already got somebody there already, like a lot of guys say, I don't want no baby mama drama. Because there's somebody in his life already is just causing nothing but drama, and he allows it.
Right.
Because he sat down and talked to me for the last hour telling me about his ex.
Yeah.
So, and that's what you have to do to eliminate that out of your life. But that's getting over the fear of being alone.
Yeah.
So fear changes everything. So if you can get rid of fear, and the good book says, fear not.
Yeah. That's
There's a
right.
reason for that. Because fear is one of the basis of a lot of other people's activities in their life, because they fear something. They feel lost. They feel not being accepted.
Mm-hmm.
They feel about the inability to take care of themselves or their family. They feel and anything you feel, you bring about.
Well, then don't you think that's really their problem to work out?
Who's the person?
The person that you're talking about, that if they have that kind of fear and that discontentment, then that's something that they have to work through.
Yeah, no, but that's the kind of things.
And they might need to be by themselves for a while.
But
to
they
figure
don't know
things
that.
out.
But they don't know that.
They don't know that, and then you're constantly keeping them in your life, and so you think that you're helping them or saving them, but in actuality you're not.
No.
Because sometimes you just need to let people go, and the gauge for that is, am I happy more, or am I sad more most of the time?
When I'm with you, when they're with you.
Yeah. And how do I feel when I'm with them?
Yeah.
How do they make me feel? And if you find, in my opinion, if you find yourself unhappy
Most of the time.
more than you're happy, you have to be honest with that.
Yeah.
You have to be honest with that. Then you have to be the one to say, let me step away.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be mean, or you don't have to be angry about it.
But we're not even taught how to break up.
That's right,
We don't taught how to
Ed.
pick people. And how to
That's
get
what
rid
I'm
of people.
saying.
Well, I say
That's
weigh
why
the
we have
pros
to
and
weigh-
cons.
Yeah.
Like you're saying.
That's one
I
of the
say, write
best
it
things to
down.
do. Write it down.
Write them pros and cons, and you pros and cons.
They don't wanna do
And
that.
once you can
Be
see
honest with
and weigh
yourself
it and
too.
be honest with
Yeah,
yourself.
you have to do that. But if you want, I have a book that I've written, How to Live an Incredible Life. How to live an incredible life. And one of the ways that you live an incredible life, and I will not go away from it, is to be honest. You have to be honest with yourself
First.
before you can be honest with anyone.
That's right.
And you have to learn how to spend time with you. You know what I mean? You have to be comfortable with that.
And you have to be good with that too.
Yes. You know, and there's so many things that you could be fearful of. You know, Ed said you fearful of being alone. You're never alone.
Hello.
Mm-mm.
I tried to tell him that.
Yeah. You know, so to live an incredible life, and then you have to think the wonderful thing. You have to think wonderful. You have to think amazing. Even if things are not going the way that you want them or you think they should.
Mm.
If you just shift your thinking, things will get better.
Think larger. My saying on my desk says, if your dreams are too big, that should be so big that they scare you. If they don't, you got the wrong God. Because you should be much bigger than what you think you are.
And not afraid of that.
But
That ain't gonna
don't be afraid
happen.
of
I'm not. That'll never happen for me. That happens for other people.
Shoot for the biggest you can think
Yeah.
of.
That's it.
Yeah.
Even if you miss, you'll wind up being successful.
Right.
That's what I say.
Right.
That's right. I mean, you got to. I mean, it's not.
Forget the average, or I'll settle for this, or just give me just a little. All I'd be sad if I just got half of it. No, get it all.
Get it all.
You have one lifetime. That's why I let her do whatever she wants. She ain't got but one lifetime to do this. That's it. And most of us have been through hell, so therefore go for it.
Yeah.
You think you want to do it?
Do it. Yeah. What do you got to lose? And you're gonna have fun.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna have fun. And I mean, what else? You know,
happy.
I mean, you're gonna be happy.
All about
Yeah, you'll
fun.
be really. I mean, and she's right. You'll be very happy and content if you. And I always say that if you do the things that really and truly fulfill you, and that's one of the things. If a man approaches you and you really and truly are interested in wanting a man or vice versa in your life, then test it.
But think.
Don't turn away from it. Like Earl said, smile and be radiant. And like he said,
what you got to lose?
It don't always be that they trying to, as they say, rap to you or want to take you home. They just want you. You just can make somebody's day. Mm-hmm. That could be for woman or man. Right. I mean, you know, like I was in this grocery store the other day in Aldi's. I was trying to get me some rain of cherries. You know, they had a rain of cherries. But anyway, I'm in front of this guy. He stooped down and bought a bag. He was in front of me and handed me that bag.
Oh.
And I said, man, how sweet. Thank you so much. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And I put my few little, and I didn't have that many. He had one thing, and I was wondering why he was getting the bag. And he was buying the bag for me.
See?
And I put my stuff in it, and I said,
what was about him?
She was cute that day.
Yeah, but she knows she can't do nothing with somebody. She should be looking out for me. So was he old enough for me? You should have said, you know what, you're a sweetheart.
He was
I got somebody for you. I got somebody.
He was Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
But he was very, very nice.
Yeah.
So, you know, sometimes that's another thing too, that you can't really and truly get to. That's one thing I have to say about Ed. You can't really get real physical. I mean, you don't want anybody you got to kind of work with. And sometimes you can work with them and just, you know, but they do have to.
What's she trying to say?
What? Not you.
She trying to say,
she talking about not me.
She working with me or something?
Oh, no.
I didn't never have to work with you. No, I ain't never had to work with you.
And not just fine, he's a sweetheart.
Yeah, he really is. I wouldn't trade him money from what I came
you
from.
Wouldn't trade him?
I wouldn't trade him, as my mom used to say, for all the tea in China. You know, and I mean, like we always say too, you know, you cannot, and that's within any relationship, you cannot have a solid relationship and think that it's not going to have some type of
ups and downs.
That's just called life.
Yeah.
And if you can have that, you embrace it, because that's when you know that it's real.
What would everybody?
What
would everybody's mindset be if they knew for a fact that they could not die?
Ooh.
But we're talking about life. We ain't talking about
that's exactly what I'm talking about.
I mean, the thought of that. Well, you know, some people think Well, I don't want to get into it. You go ahead.
But if you thought that, and you suppose you
Ooh.
knew that for a fact, might not be in this form, but you know that whatever this life is, you've done it before, you will do it again. But you cannot die. It's impossible for anything in the universe to die. It changes position, it changes form, it changes everything, but it does not die.
Well, how did we get to that? And we're talking about
because it takes
approaching.
away the fear of life.
Oh,
We live in fear all the time.
Yeah, and stuff you shouldn't even be fearful about. Come on, give me a break. Just like Earl said, you know, if a guy speak to you, just speak back. What are you afraid of?
oh, smile.
You know, yeah, you know, if you just and don't be looking so like you got the weight of the
So
world,
you look
and
so
you might
mean.
have the weight of the world, but not all the time. And listen, let me just say this here too. Let me just throw this in.
Tell them.
If you have the weight of the world on your shoulders all the time, I'm just gonna say it. You're not doing something right.
That's right.
You're not doing something right.
That's somebody
Don't
else.
blame your mama. Don't blame your daddy who wasn't there. Your mama
That's
who
the truth
abused you.
now.
Don't blame the teacher that said this mean thing. Don't blame your sister or your brother. Don't blame that man that did this other. Something is wrong with you. I'm going to just say it. You might agree or not. Something is wrong with you and your thinking if you're always having problems. If things are always happening to you that's not good.
And you're the one consistent.
You're the common denominator.
That's when you have to do that step back and look in the mirror
Self-analysis.
and self-analysis.
And be honest with yourself. And
Yeah.
I guarantee you, things would turn around for you.
Yeah.
They will.
You'll get that man that you want, and you'll just be when somebody smiles at you, you'll be happy to smile back
Yeah.
because you feel that sense of contentment and happiness. And
But where's the pressure if you know you can't die?
There you go. You can't die. It's all in how it's a mindset. Because if you understand what death is all about, you know, we're here in this realm. We're in the flesh. But if you believe in the Holy Spirit and what that's all about, and you are God's individualized idea of itself, you do not die. We're just so limited in our thinking that once we leave this body, I know I've been here before.
Several
How do
times.
I know? Because I feel it. I know. And because the other thing is there's nothing new under the sun. So we've had to come and go. And go. That's just how it is. That's how the Creator formed us. You had to come and go. So, but don't be worrying about what you're going to do in the other life
No, you
or
want
what
it
you
now.
did before.
Right.
Deal with right now.
That's right.
And this is not the end, but do your
No,
job
while you're here in this form, because you will be back. I said it before that I know that I knew Zemrah in another life. I know that. I mean, I don't think it. I don't believe it. I don't feel it. I know that. And the reason that I know it is because our spirits
clicks so well.
agree.
Mm-hmm.
And it agreed immediately.
It did.
So either she was my mother or I was her mother.
I think you
or
was my
sister.
mama.
I probably was, because I'm always trying to tell you something.
She might have been a brother too.
No. She wasn't another stick.
What bus you on?
Yeah. No.
In the spirit world, gender doesn't matter.
Yeah, but she wasn't that. Mm-mm,
No.
mm-mm. She was my
Sorry.
mother. She was my mother or my sister, because it was somebody close. I'm telling you, I know that.
Your Pam always says that
Yeah.
because it was
Yeah.
ironic
Yeah,
how we connected,
and you
and
have
then
people in your life
musically the
like
way
that.
we connect
Yeah,
is just unbelievable.
it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And listen, I'm gonna just say this too. Look for things that are beautiful. You know, sometimes people don't know about being happy. But this is my challenge. When you feel good, when something makes you happy, when you find yourself feeling good, take note of that and try to do that thing as often as you can.
Absolutely.
Try to find yourself in that kind of situation. Find yourself with those people. If it's a person, if it's people, if it's things that you're doing that makes you happy, you try to find yourself in that realm as often as you can, because that's how you're going to be happier.
That's how it is with our group. With our
Yes.
gang.
Oh, yes.
Oh my God. I
Yeah.
mean, we just
Enjoy one another's
one
company.
another.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like
Everybody's so
everybody's
wonderful.
so wonderful and so
That's the
approachable.
purpose. That's the purpose of coming together.
Yeah.
Mhm.
When we
The
come
whole
together,
purpose.
boy, the gang, boy, we just, oh my God, it's just a
It's
joy
a
to be
wonderful
around.
thing.
It is. And you
And-
can feel it.
Yo,
You just
the
feel
energy.
The energy.
And that's what
Oh,
I'm saying,
I wouldn't trade
to
it.
recognize how you feel when you're with certain people or you're doing a certain thing, because people don't know, what is happiness? You better pay attention to your feelings and your emotions. And I'm telling you, your life will be
You have
better.
to ask yourself,
Mm-hmm.
how do I feel when I'm around this person?
Mm-hmm.
What feeling do I have when I know I'm going to see him?
Yeah.
Because sometimes you think about a person, you go like, oh, Lord. You know, and that's your first feeling. And you should pay attention to that first feeling.
Yes, always.
And
Always.
or the other person has to be conscious of the fact of how do they greet you when they see you.
Mm-hmm.
The first word.
Now,
What do you say?
you have to be conscious of that, because if they don't treat you the way that you want to be treated, it's not on them, it's on you.
Right.
Mhm. Repeat that again.
It is.
So they can
It's not
understand
how they treat you, it's how you feel about that. So if they don't treat you the way that you want to be treated, you have to do something. Don't say, well, they did this or they did this. No, you have to be aware of how you feel when they come around you, because they may be good. You may be good for them, but are they good for you?
Right.
You see. See, when they come around you, they may like being around you.
So we should have a breakup show on how to get rid of negative people out of your life.
Just pray.
People
Look, just pray. I'm going to tell you how you get rid of people.
I know you know.
I can tell you how to get rid of people.
I know you know.
And you always, I have a book that I've written out that too. You always do it lovingly, because God loves them just as much as he loves you.
Right.
It's just time for them to exit.
It's just time for them to exit from you. But you have to be the one to do that. It's not them, because like I said, they may look to come around you.
Yeah, they cling to you.
Yeah, because of what you exude.
Right.
See, so are they good for you? It's just like in a relationship. You know, you have the relationship, and the man or the woman, whoever.
You cut off the energy long enough, they'll go.
Yeah, so you have to. That's what I can tell you right now how you do that. Just pray.
And what you have to look at is why does it have to be that way? If you just, I mean, everybody's not for everybody. We already know that, but still, it goes back to being approachable, making sure that someone approaches
back to the
you.
beginning.
Right. It's always back. It's just the top part of it. It's being approachable. How do you become approachable?
But see, that's a self-examination thing. What most people don't like to do is to ask themselves, "Am I approachable?" Or okay, and don't get angry because people will tell you the truth and say, "Well, I don't like the way I feel when I'm around you, or when I'm around you, I feel lonely." There's a song like that.
Well, that's really scary. That's really bad. When I'm around you, I feel lonely. Man, that's deep there.
There's a song about it. We said, "I feel lonely whenever you're around."
Oh,
whoa!
But then you don't need to go around that person. That's not on that person. That is on you, buddy.
But at least this show is making people cognizant of the
I
way
sure
they
want
feel
people. Yeah, it's
when
about
they're in a
that.
relationship or trying to get a relationship, trying to get into a relationship, or examining the relationship that they're in.
Yeah,
they need to think about it, because a lot of people don't want to think about it.
That's right.
They do not want
That's
to
the other
think
thing.
about
Is
it.
thinking. That's again. I'll
It'll
never go away from
Well,
that.
one of the things
They'll
that we
get
just
better.
one of the things though that we do want to make sure is, like you said, that a lot of our men do wind up going to other races,
Other groups. See,
groups
other
of women.
because and see, and then just to say quickly that a lot of other women do not have the burdens that we as Black women carry.
Yes.
I'm not making an excuse. I'm just saying that this as a reason. But women, my sisters, we can change that.
We can overcome.
We have the power to change that.
You got all the power.
Because listen, they want us. They deserve us, our men.
Yeah.
But I mean, they already beat up by everybody else. Let's us not beat them up.
That's a great point.
So just be a little more loving, be a little more accepting, be a little more patient, be a little more approachable.
Yeah.
As Earl says, smile. You don't have to smile at him. Just be smiling.
Yeah.
And you know
And
how
that's
you
part
feel
of
when you
being happy.
smile. Yeah. So we have to work at being a little happier, even when those kids don't act right, or the husband or the job or whatever. But when you get away from those situations, come inside, come to your inner being, because that's where the wonderful can be found.
Yeah.
I love talking to you all. You all are y'all just opens up.
Yeah, because it's again, it's always something to make people, conscious and make them think and understand that everybody has their faults, everybody has their way of thinking, the way that they feel about things. But the most important thing is when you do feel that sense of contentment and that happiness within, and you want be happy,
and you want results.
Yes,
we want results. When we speak here, we want results. We want your life to be better. I did a poem before, to be a better world, how to be a better world.
Yes.
And we can have that.
Yes.
We can. We talk about this being the last days and all that. Yeah, it more than likely is. But while you're here, today.
No, but it's not your last days.
No.
It's the last days that the evil and negativity has this grip on the world. That's the last day. Their last days are coming to an end.
Mm-hmm.
Evil.
That's what that means.
And negativity and death is losing its grip on the world. It is dying.
But it's going to take us, those with that high consciousness, to.
I'm standing there with a shovel to make sure it goes, because nothing is going to change without your.
That's right, Ed.
Without your input.
Wait a minute, what you doing with the shovel?
I'm going to bury it.
Okay.
The guy asked me one time, we was in a Bible class, and he was talking about the devil.
Right.
The devil is a devil that. He said, hey, what do you think about that? I said, well, I don't have that problem. He said, what do you mean that problem? I said, because I don't have a devil. He said, what you mean? You don't believe in the devil? I said, no, because I killed him.
Ed always said
he did. That's what I say. He does not exist in my world.
One night, I killed him. I stabbed him in the heart. I said, so I know he did. I don't have.
Just go. You don't have that negativity.
No,
I do not.
I got rid of that boy.
Yeah. I don't give him any credit. No, I don't give him no play. I don't be liking to talk about it. Satan is saying that. No, he does not exist in my life, my world, or my affairs. I do not.
I mean, you keep that mindset. You can't do nothing but go straight ahead.
The only reason you got it in your life because you created it.
Yeah.
God said,
that's another good subject too.
Yeah,
what you create.
Yeah, God said you created. I didn't create him.
Yeah.
Why would I create somebody I got to fight with?
Yeah, because it is something that we create what occurs in our life. That's for real.
And I remember one time Johnny Coleman said, the Reverend Dr. Johnny Coleman said that there are enough people in the congregation, she says, that we can change the world with our elevated consciousness.
That's right. She was deep on that.
She was so deep on that. I tell you, she changed my life in that.
Yes.
And then that whole ideology of I am God's individualized idea of itself. Can you imagine the power of that thought?
Yeah, because we all are different.
But to some people, those are just words.
Well, see, that's what she said. You got to understand it, though.
Yeah.
I mean, and we'll talk about that one day. We'll talk about that.
That's another show.
Yeah.
That's another show.
I want to also give a shout out to someone that I very, very, very much love, and I hope that he is well. And our very own Reverend Bishop Pearson.
We love him.
Oh, we love him
eternally.
With the love.
Yes,
and
indeed.
Under the weather.
Yeah.
But I think about him often. And
pray for him.
We're keeping you in prayer. And we know when we talk about prayer, we know that prayer can change things if you really and truly believe, and yeah, we just love you. So we
Yes.
just hope that,
his
he is
family.
well. And we give a shout out to Gina
Mhm.
Pearson as well. So we just, we do know that God makes a difference when you believe that he does. And
Yes.
he will. So again, I want you to make sure that you tell your friends and your people that you know that are veterans, again, for August 26th at Christ Universal Temple. The Veterans Initiative is putting on their annual picnic for the veterans and their families. And it's always nice. They have food trucks, they have games for the children. They're giving away book bags for
So
kids
bring the
going back to
kids.
school. So bring your children that are going back to school, because school starts, I think, right after that.
Oh,
And then
my
some
nephew
people
already
started
started.
before.
My nephew
Yeah,
started already.
they had
Mhm,
mentioned. They mentioned today about starting a 4-day week for
Oh,
school.
wow.
Yeah,
I was listening to
as I
that.
said before, everything is free.
Yeah, so you don't have. Well, we learned never to say everything is free, but you don't have to just go to the food
You don't
truck.
have- you don't have to-
But we
you don't
learned
have
that
to
to
pay.
make sure
You don't have to pay.
you don't have to pay. But it's a very, very good event at Christ Universal Temple at 11901 South Ashland, right on the corner in Chicago. And you'll be very, very happy that you came. It's from 11 to 3 p.m. And again, tell your veteran friends and family.
And the date
And
again
then
is
the 26th of this month. And I'm telling you, can you believe today is the 8th? I mean, these days are
got
just
started
going.
half
I'm
over.
telling you, it'll be gone for you know it. But one thing, it'll be gone for you know it. But then here we come, Sweetest Day, October 21st. Here's the Life 7 concert featuring Zemrah. So you don't want to miss it. Doors open at 6 o'clock for general, and reception is at 5 for our VIPs. We have probably, like I said, probably about 65 tickets left for VIPs. They go fast. You get a gift bag. You get reception, and you get special seating. So make sure you can go on my website. We're going to be with Eventbrite. Again, my website is zemrahjazzy.com. And for any additional information on this concert, is our chairperson and a very, very close friend and sister of mine is Miss Wilda Belt. By the way, a shout out to her and Weta Prater. They have just been my blessing. And of course, Pam is always there and has been assisting me with my concert and things that I need, contracts and putting things. So when you got people that love you, see your vision and your dream, it just makes it even nicer. So again, you can contact Wilda Belt at 312-399-6256. Check out my music, Love is Possible, Irresistible Zemrah, on Spotify, on everything streaming, Pandora, Amazon, all of that. So again, we're here every Tuesday and from 6 to 7. And we just love giving you the food for thought, and always loving and having Pam to join us. Make sure that you tune in every second Tuesday, and just enjoy life, be approachable. That's what life is about. That's how you get to know people. That's how you get to really and truly know the love of your life. That's how I met the love of my life, because I was approachable.
Talk to
you have
him,
a
girl.
wonderful
Talk to him.
night. And again, we love you, Earl, our director and producer, for having a platform for us. Stay tuned for our next segment. Yeah.
My man, coming up, concert of the year, live with Zemrah for the best music of your life.
That's right.
Ed Sherman signing off for Earl Winfrey and Intellectual Radio. And thanking you for allowing me to be myself again.
Good night.